Politics. Brand new show here on Tibet Nation. Testing it out. What is games and politics? Well, it's pretty simple. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to play some games, and I'm going to talk about different political stories while I play. So it's kind of like a Let's Play and a news show in one. And I'm not sure if it's ever been tried before. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's the plan. And it's not just, I don't want this to just be me all the time. I'd like to do co-ops and versus with other people and suggestions on what games people would like to play with me. So today I've got an interesting story, and that I'm going to play with an old favorite of mine. I'm going kind of retro. I'm over here, so in the little corner of the screen. So what I've got planned here is I'm going to talk about an Ebola robot. I'm going to get into a little bit about robotics. And to go along with that, I'm going to play a favorite of mine back from the Super Nintendo days. I'm going to play a little bit of Mega Man X. So, I'm going to get started on that. So let's just fire it up here. All right, so I'm going to start here from the beginning. I haven't played this in like a long time, so forgive me if I suck. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is a new robot that is made in San Antonio. Now, this robot is actually used to disinfect hospital rooms. And it could be used to fight Ebola, like to help prevent the spread of risk of further Ebola, which is kind of amazing when you think about it, because son of a bitch, this is harder than it looks. But it's a San Antonio-based company that developed this robot already, but they had recently made a new addition to this, to the arsenal of this robot, in the form of a fluorescent beam. But instead of running on what was it? It's the Xenex, and it does a UV light that pulsates in a 2 to 3 meter radius, and this is according to Mashable. And what it does is basically that fuses the DNA of germs and viruses, which is kind of fascinating. It uses xenon, and that's non-toxic. What they used before in the old technology was mercury, and the problem with mercury is that it took a long time to sanitize a hospital room. But now with xenon, they claim it takes 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes to clean the entire room, whereas a mercury-based UV light will take a lot longer. So that's really kind of amazing. And this is a good example of how robotics can be incredibly helpful when it comes to, like, for example, fighting Ebola. And I mean, robotics isn't just, for stuff like that. I mean, we've seen a huge shift over to robotics when it comes to even fighting war. I mean, we have drones out there in Pakistan and Yemen. Now, I don't exactly agree with the drone program, but just the technology itself is really kind of amazing when you look at it. And just look at what it can do. Now, hold on, let me get to a quote here. A spokesman for Xenex said, "Our robot ensures that the room is safe for the next patient by destroying germs on high-touch surfaces and hard-to-clean nooks and crannies." So it's really kind of amazing. Oh, fuck. I'm getting my ass kicked here. Damn quotations. Xenex also says the Ebola virus is much easier to kill than other infectious diseases because it doesn't survive as long. So when you blast it with all of that high-end UV energy, I'm just getting my ass kicked here. This guy, he wins anyway. He's kind of a dick like that. Yeah, you're a fucker. Anyway. Now, one of the things that's really advantageous about this new Ebola zapping robot is that it scrambles the DNA to essentially stop them from reproducing. Now, you stop Ebola from reproducing, and it stops it from mutating. A lot of the concern about Ebola is that, well, it can mutate and become something that could be airborne. So going in and basically zapping the rooms and all of the stuff with this UV light, that's 25,000 times brighter than sunlight, by the way, if it's created from the xenon. That's amazing. And it makes it so that you can sanitize an entire room where an Ebola patient was at. So this is the kind of stuff that that's in store for the future, essentially, when it comes to robotics. Now, getting just past the Ebola robot and going into the future of other robotics, this game, for example, this game shows a possible future with robotics that's very advanced. Now, I'm not saying, nobody's saying that this is going to happen, that this kind of future is going to happen, but it just shows like the level of technology to make robots that are aware and can sort of think on their own. We're getting closer and closer to this technology. We're not to artificial intelligence yet, but it is coming in the future if we allow it. I mean, we already have the ability to do self-driving cars and remote control combat vehicles such as UAVs and oh, that little bastard, UAVs and stuff. So I mean, with all the advances that we've made in war technology and other technology, and when it comes to robots, you have to be really, like, you can be really concerned, but you also have to be really amazed by what's going on into the future. I am so used to having a dash here. I haven't played this in like forever, but this is why I come here, so I can actually get the dash first. And I'm pretty sure everyone has. But, Now, you know what doesn't worry me is the, Jesus Christ. For some reason, I cannot make that stupid jump. There we go. What doesn't worry me is a Terminator-style apocalypse. I don't really think that that's something that would happen in the future of robotics. It's like too far-fetched for me. But it is interesting to see like how we weaponize future robotics. And I mean, we're already, like, we're not just weaponizing stuff like this, robots, we are also, I mean, making them pets. The Japanese are coming up with all sorts of sex robots. It's really kind of, it's weird, but also really amazing what we're coming up with. So, like, the future is like, the future of robotics, if it continues, it's going to really lead to a lot of amazing stuff, but it's also going to lead to a lot of crazy stuff. And I want to thank everybody for watching so far. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want to say, ask about robotics or the specific like game or why I chose what game I chose for this, or any suggestions for the next game that I play and the next topic that I talk about. I'm not sure if I just want to strictly limit what games I play to the topic at hand. Like, I could always branch out. Something that I was thinking is like more of a debate style game or a debate style show with a versus game. Like, you know, there's nothing better than debating somebody and shooting them in the face. Oh shit. Haha. Asshole. The thing that really interests me about the Mega Man future is, once again, the ability of robots to have taken over essentially life. I mean, if you look how many robots do so many different things, you know, and it kind of reminds me of the idea of, I don't know, the Cylons, say from Battlestar Galactica. They were essentially created to replace human laborers. And then we all know how that turned out, right? All right. I don't think so, fucker. Oh, I missed. And then it's gonna slide. Of course it's gonna slide. Haha. This is one of the easiest bosses. I don't know how you can not like beat this asshole. I'm focused, man. Alright. So there you have it. The first two stages of Mega Man X, and a short discussion on robots, which is kind of fascinating. So the Ebola robot already being used in several hospitals, and it's actually a lot cheaper than you would think. It's about $104,000, and it's even being used in the hospital where some of the Ebola patients, the recent Ebola patient, died in Dallas. So really, really interesting on that. That's all I have on this one. This is a first trial episode, so just to kind of get a feel of this, how this kind of thing would be. Obviously, it's going to get better over time if I continue to do this. I'm just going to keep working on it. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in here on my day off to watch the first ever Games in Politics. I promise you it will get better over time, especially if I bring in somebody else to talk with. That will help out a lot. So thank you guys, and I will catch you later here on TYT Nation Games in Politics.